Good morning and welcome to my channel. I figured for my first video I would do more of an intro so whoever's following me or watching my videos could really get to know me. I had asked people on Instagram to send me any questions that they had, just nothing crazy, just enough to get me through this first video. So I guess I will go right into it before I read it. I'm from New York, Long Island. I'm 25 years old. I just turned 25 in January. I do have a fiance. We just moved in together and we are newly engaged. Making this video on the 7th of August. We are actually 1 year out from our wedding date. So that's really exciting. Yeah, so I guess I'll get into it. The first question is, where are you from? Said that. Long Island. Fave food. Definitely anything fish. Sushi was always my first love. Lobster, crabs, oysters, all of that. If it's in the ocean to an extent, I will eat it. My nationalities. I am Greek and Italian. My mom is Italian and my father is Greek. I'm 50-50. Actually, I just did the ancestry test. And apparently, I am not 50-50. I am like 75% Greek, which means my mom possibly has some Greek in her. So we actually bought her a test, the same test that me and my father took, and I'm waiting for her to take it so we know. Do I have any siblings? I have no siblings. I'm an only child. Yeah, I'm an only child. I am the best kid, I am the worst kid, I am the hardest kid, and I'm just everything into one. Interests. Definitely, it's funny because when I was throwing around the idea of starting YouTube, I didn't want to be like the awkward one, even though I'm sure this video is probably very awkward. I'm not talking to anyone, I'm talking to a camera. I was actually sitting at work talking to people and everyone's like, oh, I do this, I do that, and oh, I knit, I crochet, I play hockey, just like things I'm like, okay, I do nothing besides go to work, hang out with friends, family, whatever, and I'm like, I don't have a hobby. So I was definitely throwing around the idea of YouTube, not expecting it to really go crazy far, but definitely just something to keep me busy and, to, get me through the day. I work 3:30 to midnight, so during the day, besides sleeping, I would love to do something else. So I guess this is it. Okay. Did you do sports as a child? Yes, I did martial arts from ages 7 to 18, maybe 17. Going into 12th grade, I stopped. Do you have any tattoos? And if yes, the meaning behind it? I do. I have a cross. And then I have my best friend's name. Sadly, I lost her in February, so I figured, why not get her name? So whenever I look at it, I would think of her. Not that I needed a reason to, try to think of her. I always think of her. I have the semicolon for the suicidal awareness. It's not my own battles. It's someone who I knew and love and, who unfortunately went through it. So that's for her. And then on my back, on this side, was my very first tattoo. I got in the arms of angels. Originally, it was just for my aunt, both my grandmas. Now it's for, unfortunately, my grandfather, and now my best friend, and everyone else who, God forbid, I lose, and they're all going to be under that tattoo. And then on this side, I have my old dog's name. Her name was Gemini, and actually, funny story, when I went into the tattoo shop, I said, oh, I want Gemini on my hip. And they're like, okay. So literally, I think as he was on the M, he was like, so when are you born? And I said January 24th, and he just stops and he was like, oh my God, you're not a Gemini. And I was like, no, I know, it's for my dog. And he starts laughing. He's like, for your dog, oh my God. He's like, I almost had a heart attack. He's like, what are you, an Aquarius? I said, yes, I'm exactly an Aquarius. And he's like, oh my God, it was the funniest thing. But yeah, that's every tattoo I have. I think for my next tattoo, Mom or Dad, I'm sure you're not watching this, but if you are, sorry, not sorry. I want, for my grandfather, his like slogan was like, take it easy. Whether we were running around going too fast, if he saw me or my cousins with like a beer or a glass of wine, he'd be like, whoa, take it easy. You don't need that, blah, blah, blah. And so maybe down my spine, because I guess you would say like the backbone of the family, like most grandparents are, I figured down my spine, at least high up, it would be take it easy. So we'll see, maybe after the wedding, because I don't, the back of my dress is pretty much kind of lower, so I don't know, I don't really want it in my pictures, at least not for my wedding. What are my pet peeves? My pet peeves, I would have to say being late. When someone tells me they are going to be here at a certain time, I expect you no time after that, maybe 5 minutes. If you text me and tell me like, listen, I'm running behind, fine, like whatever, take your time. But like, especially if we're in a rush, I need you here. I cannot, like, I just can't. I try to be on time myself. I know that's hard, but if I know I'm running behind, I'll say something. Do I want kids? Yes. I want 5. I'm kidding. I want 2. If God will give me a boy or a girl, I'd be so freaking happy. But this day and age, I know that health is everything, and if you don't have your health, you have nothing. So as long as my children are perfectly healthy, that is all I care about. Yeah, I would, maybe we want to be in a house first before we even decide on having kids, and obviously married first. But yeah, 2, definitely 2. Talk to us about your fiance, guys. What do you want to know? He is also 25. He will actually be turning 26 in September. He's a little bit older than me, but not by much. His name is Joe. We actually met on Plenty of Fish, the dating app. At least for me, I don't know for him. My whole reasoning for going on Plenty of Fish was not to really date around. I actually put in my bio, if you're looking to just date around, keep it moving. If you want one thing, keep it moving, because it's not happening. I went on dates, and I was on and off for maybe 2 years on the app. I think besides Joe, obviously we're going on 5 years, so have to be doing something, right? On the app, the furthest it got besides him was a month or 2 of just like casual dating, like nothing serious, nothing crazy. The shortest it ever went was halfway through the date. I don't know if you guys have ever told maybe your friend, be like, listen, call me in 5-10 minutes, act like you're crying, you need me, and I will bolt, because I physically cannot just sit there and lie straight to not to my face, to his face. Because one, I think that's rude. I mean, if something happened where like I needed to get out, I have no problem getting out. I have no problem leaving. But if they're nice and like it's just not my cup of tea, like if they lied about their height, which has happened, if they've lied that they're this, which has happened, so without getting too much into that, I have definitely told my friends to act like they're dying and that they need me and that they need me to bring them to the hospital or something. I have done that. I've done it twice. And I'm so happy that I've only had to do it twice. But of course, that's over the course of on and off for 2 years. And then, how old am I? I'm 25, January 24th, 1994. Where are you from? Oh, we already did that one. Long Island, New York. I've lived here my entire life. I actually grew up, like, for like the first 2 years, I grew up in New Hyde Park, all the way out in Nassau, and then without giving too much information, I no longer live in New Hyde Park. I've lived wherever, I'm not gonna say it, wherever I live now. I have been here for 4 months. And then prior to the town I'm in now, I lived from when I was 2.5, figure, when we moved out of my grandparents' house, to also maybe like 24. No, I'm lying, because I had a birthday before I moved in. So for 23 years I lived in one town. So I guess from the beginning of birth to now I've lived in 3 towns. Nothing hugely far from everything else, but you know, I don't ever see myself leaving Long Island, at least not now. I mean, they make it really pretty freaking hard to live here. It's not easy. They make, I think our generation, give or take, it makes it very hard to start your life, and I really don't think that's too fair. Last question, I guess. My favorite quote. I would have to say my favorite quote would be, in a world where you can be anything, always be kind. And I think that's very important, because you could literally, especially in America, be anything you want. You could literally become anything you want, go to school really for anything that you want. So for me, it doesn't cost any money to be kind. It doesn't take much. I mean, for some people it sadly takes a lot to be nice, and I think that's really horrible. But it doesn't even pay 1 cent. It's free. Just be nice. I think in today's day and age, there's just so much crap happening that you just need to spread kindness. I know it's hard sometimes, but literally in a world where you can be anything, just always be kind. And yeah, that's really it. I mean, so for, at least for the questions, that's it. I would love to have ideas that you guys could leave down below. I'm going to link my Instagram in the description. I am going to actually have a list on my phone of all the different video ideas that I want to do. If you guys have any other ideas, list it below, or you can DM me on Instagram, or even comment on a picture on Instagram. Yeah, so that's really it for my first video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and like and subscribe, guys.